Okay, so I've got about 9,000 things to do today, so I'm procrastinating a little bit. But before I get started on my lengthy to-do list, I wanted to put something out there about this new updated Council Tool jersey pattern axe. Now, if you're like me, the fact that an updated jersey pattern was coming out was a bit of a surprise. And I just think that is classic Council Tool. You know, here they are, a company that's been around since the 1880s, same spot, same family that owns it, and here they are. They're just doing the Lord's work, improving tools, and putting it out there for us to enjoy. They didn't release it with some sparkly, overproduced, video from some New York marketing firm. I mean, it's just authenticity. It's just steadily improving the quality of axe manufacturing in the United States. So I just thought that was pretty amazing. So I found out about this last week, and so I picked it up. It arrived Friday. Then on the weekend, I didn't get a chance to take a look at it. I was camping in the Oconee National Forest. So I came back from that. Finally got to it yesterday. I hung it on a 30C handle from Whiskey River. And I do have some thoughts on this handle, and just took a little bit of time with some sandpaper and a buffing wheel to polish it up. And I think the result speaks for itself. This axe was $70, excluding shipping. I picked up a couple handles, so by the time I was out the door at Whiskey River, I did get free shipping. So initial impressions on this axe are it's wonderfully balanced. It's very, very well balanced. It sits where you hold it. There's no bit drop. This is the previous Council Tool model. I don't have one without the bevels, so this isn't exactly apples to apples, but close enough. The previous version, you can tell right off the bat, has a smaller pole. It has a shorter pole. The width is exactly the same. And from my measurements, you get about 7 on the bit length, 7 1/4, on the head length, 7 1/4 on the newer version, so difference of 1/4 inch. You get 5, a little over 5 on the bit length of the old one. That's about 4 3/4 on the new one. So you've got a 1/4 inch larger pole on the new one. You've got a 1/4 inch shorter bit. This I think is the most interesting change here. They really clarified the lugs. So this lug, it's not quite rounded, but it's not quite triangular. This new lug is clear. It's very clear, very triangular, very well defined, and it is that's about 3/4 of the way down, and that's about 1/2 inch. So you get a 1/2 inch larger lug. And the other thing that Craig Roost mentioned, I put something out on my Instagram, is there is more of a gradual sweep, gradual concave shape down the axe. I'd have to look up exactly what he said. But if you can see the axe, the shape, there's a little bit more of a concave shape to the axe as it progresses towards the bit. And the result, functionally, is that this is an incredibly balanced axe. You look how flat it sits. If I want to tilt it, I have to tilt it myself. It sits flat where I hold it. Whereas if you take the earlier model, and I have no complaints about this older jersey. This jersey has been through it with me. It's split, it's chopped, it's bucked, it's limbed. This is my favorite axe. I've used this. I love it. This is the 32C. Council Tool, I believe, has updated all of their jerseys. And so, if I understand correctly, this classic version, only difference between this and the updated jersey is the forged bevels. I believe they have updated this version as well. But on this model, if you find the center of balance, you see that tip? That's called bit drop, and if I want it to sit flat, I have to tilt my wrists. And that's the functional impact of these changes. They have moved the center of gravity of the axe further forward, further back. So this has been eliminated. Now, bit drop, if it's subtle, you can compensate, and you might not even realize it's there. But the effect of bit drop is that when you swing, gravity is going to want to pull the bit down. And what that means is you can either compensate for it correctly in your swing, and you can hit your mark. But you have to think about adding that extra variable to your swing. The other thing that can happen is you can undercorrect and miss low, or overcorrect and miss high. With this axe, with the new jersey, you don't have to think about bit drop because it sits exactly where you want it to. Now, so I think the axe is fairly self-explanatory, and you can see it is first quarter of 2023 forged. Council Tool date and quarter stamps all of their axes, and I think that's very unique. They're one of the only axe manufacturers that does that. So you can tell exactly when that axe was made. This axe that has been my favorite was made in the fourth quarter of 2020. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is this handle. This handle is a looker. I mean, it is a beautifully designed handle. This is from Whiskey River. It's their Heritage Series. This is the 30C. That just means it is 30 inches and curved. My understanding is that Whiskey River found a cast iron handle blank that was used by someone with a very old handle lathe, and then reworked that handle blank so it fit the eye of more modern axes and could fit axes ranging from Connies to Jerseys and Tasmanians with a taller eye. Any full-size axe that you would need it to fit. And when you do purchase these handles, you are going to have to custom fit it. It's not like if you were to purchase the 32C from Council Tool, you pop it in, you throw a wedge, and there you go, you're ready to go. The universality of this handle means you are going to know how to fit your axe. And the one thing that didn't go perfect with my hang is I was putting a walnut wedge in, and I got a little too greedy hammering it in, and I snapped off that corner, which meant, I couldn't hang it proud anymore. It still looks good. It's still a very solid hang, a very user-friendly hang, but just that little wedge there popped just ever so slightly below the eye. That was a real bummer, and that happens. But this handle, I have to say, my favorite part about it is this palm swell. It is like a lazy boy chair for your hand. What that means is you have a very strong mechanical connection between your hand and the axe. You don't have to grip it as tight. And I really like a loose grip when I swing. Not so loose as to be insecure, but I really like to snap the axe head as it comes in contact with the log, and I don't want to death grip the axe, because that's how you're going to loosen your fit and break your handle. So this palm swell really allows you to swing comfortably and stay loose and stay relaxed. Now, the one gripe that I have about this handle, and this is a B grade handle. There, if you can see that, there is a B grade on there. I've oiled the handle. The one gripe that I have about this handle, it was a little bit more on the spendy side, not as expensive as they do get on the boutique axe handle market. But this, I think, was $36. I think there's a lot of run out. So number one, there's a ton of run out. I mean, this handle, I would say, is about 90% run out, and I don't believe there's any continuous grain in this handle to be found. I actually spent some time tracing the grain, and there's no continuous grain here. So I'd say it's maybe charitable calling it a B grade handle, but that's just on the grading. You know, I can't complain too much about that. I could see someone calling this a B grade, and I might not grade this a B myself, but there we go. It is what it is. My complaint with this handle is the belly is sharp. If you can see here, it's a triangle. It's very, very sharp. And when I was using it yesterday, it actually hurts my hand to use. You look at the difference between this handle that I love, this is my favorite handle, and this one. You see how sharp that is. This is rounded, this is sharp. Now the problem with that is, you know, number one, it's a $38 handle, and I don't really want to spend a whole bunch of time fixing a usability issue on a $38, you know, custom handle. But I'll do it. You know, I like to do it. I don't mind doing it. Axes and handle work, that's enjoyable to me. But what the issue that I have is if I do fix this sharp corner, and I do think this needs to be fixed because it hurts me just to hold it, much less swing it. And it's sharp clear down to here. It's less sharp, but it's still uncomfortable to hold it. It's just here where it's at its thickest, it's most uncomfortable. All this needs to be rounded out. The problem is I am not sure that I want to take as much wood off the handle as I would have to make it comfortable. I'm not sure that leaves enough handle material here at the thickest point of the axe. You look at all this run out on both sides. There's run out on both sides, and that's not the same growth ring. So we've got bilateral run out, and then if you look at the taper of the axe, it starts at its thickest here, and then it results in its thinnest right here up at this critical part of the axe. So this axe, I think, suffers from a couple of potentially fatal structural flaws. I don't want to take any more here than I have to, and I have to take a lot of wood, maybe not a lot, but probably, geez, that'd probably be a 1/4 inch of wood at least to round that out. And these handles come fairly thin, so there's not a whole lot of room to shape this handle if you do need to shape it. It's already thin. A handle that comes thin should be in its final usable form. And this for me is just too sharp to be comfortable. So I'm a little bit torn. You know, I think at the end of the day, God, this palm swell is just absolutely deadly comfortable. And I love this enough that I think it could be worth trying to shape this down. So I like it. And you know, handle run out isn't a problem until the exact moment that it is a problem. So you could swing this 10,000 times and then, you know, it's a little bit like a time bomb in your axe handle, because your wrist twists the wrong way, the wood twists the wrong way. I mean, it's just some weird thing is gonna happen, and then the handle just blows up. That's kind of just the nature of run out. So I think it could be worth, if you're really interested in this axe handle, picking up an A grade, which I believe will run you $48, and then doing a little shaping here on the handle. The other problem with shaping this to be comfortable is you don't exactly have that much room left in the eye to shape it back. That's already fairly in line with the eye. So you're kind of limited. You can't shape further into the eye than there is handle outside the eye. You have to be parallel to an extent, and I am dang near just about parallel. I'd say maybe I have a 1/16 of an inch to take off. So I have a little bit of heartburn with this handle. The palm swell is absolutely 100% spot on, exactly the way I think it should be. It finishes beautifully. I've got my own kind of blend of herbs and spices on the handle. It took a finish very, very nicely. This area here, I think, is a problem. That is a problem. It should be significantly thicker than that, or more rounded. It should at least have the same taper as this area up here, because this is just too pointed to be comfortable. But tell you what, if you're interested in a heritage handle with an awesome palm swell, this is it. Okay, so here is a very quick look at the new Council Tool jersey pattern. You have a lot more surface area in the eye. That's going to result in a stronger, more secure fit, a stronger hang. Very, very well balanced. It is just, it's a wonderful chopper. Very, very user sharp grind. The one thing I'll probably do as far as functionality goes is take a file, spend a few minutes convexing this bit, because it does bite deep, but it is a little bit sticky. This is just a wonderful axe. It's a beautiful axe. Absolutely worth a look if you're looking for a full-size axe, and I would even say could be worth a second look even if you do own the previous Council Tool jersey pattern axe. There are significant enough changes where I do think either one of these axes could have their pros and cons. So hope this was helpful. I got to get going, but thanks for watching, and leave any questions in the comment section below and I'll try to get to them.